So let's just cut right to the chase today. In the digital world, trust is everything.
Right.
Every company you work with, every single vendor, they all say they take security seriously. It's on their website. They have a little padlock icon.
Of course, your data is safe with us.
Exactly. But how do you actually know? How do you separate a marketing slogan from, the operational reality?
And that's the question, isn't it? Because trust me, just doesn't fly anymore. You need proof. You need actual hard verification.
Which brings us perfectly to our deep dive today. We're looking at Enterpriser and a really significant milestone they've just hit. They have officially attained Cyber Essentials Plus certification.
And that plus is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
It really is. I want to be clear, this is not just another acronym for a PowerPoint slide. This is a big deal.
It's huge. It's a rigorous government-backed standard that honestly separates the companies who talk about security from the ones who have actually proven it.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack. We need to look at what Cyber Essentials Plus actually is, break down the 5 technical controls that Enterpriser had to nail, and I think most importantly, answer the question, why should you care?
Yes, if you're a client, a partner, anyone, why does this matter? Because it's not just an IT win. It's a business maturity milestone.
Let's start there. Cyber Essentials. It's a UK government scheme, but you have the standard level, and then you have Cyber Essentials Plus. Is the Plus just like an advanced version?
That's what most people think, but the difference is actually fundamental. It's structural.
How?
So the basic Cyber Essentials is a self-assessment. A company gets a questionnaire, they fill it out saying, yes, we do this, yes, we do that. A board member signs off, and that's pretty much it.
So they're marking their own homework, essentially.
Exactly. And, you might think your firewalls are set up right. You might believe all your software is patched, but it's just a belief.
There's no independent check.
None. Cyber Essentials Plus completely flips that. It removes the self-reporting.
This is where the auditors come in, right?
Right. For the Plus, Enterpriser had to bring in an independent, certified assessor to technically audit their systems. This is not a questionnaire. This is a hands-on technical verification.
So if the basic standard is you saying you've locked your front door.
The Plus is hiring a locksmith to come and actively try to pick the lock.
Okay, that's a perfect analogy.
And a lot of companies fail their first time because it's pass or fail. There's no partial credit. If the auditor finds just one critical vulnerability that's older than 14 days, you fail. End of story.
Wow. So Enterpriser didn't just fill out a form. They survived a pretty intense technical interrogation.
They absolutely did.
So let's dig into the specifics. The certification is built around 5 technical controls. And the data shows that getting these 5 things right can stop something like 80% of common cyber attacks.
That 80% figure is so important. We're not talking about stopping a highly targeted nation-state attack. We're talking about the everyday noise, the phishing, the ransomware.
The automated stuff.
Exactly. The attacks that look for easy targets, for low-hanging fruit. These 5 controls are designed to raise your defenses so you are no longer low-hanging fruit.
All right, let's walk through them. Pillar 1. Firewalls. Most people have heard of a firewall, but what's being tested here?
It's all about the configuration. It's not enough to just have a firewall. The audit verifies that you have a default deny policy.
Meaning everything is blocked unless you specifically allow it.
Precisely. They scan for open ports that have no business being exposed to the internet. Things like Remote Desktop Protocol, RDP.
Which is a classic way for ransomware to get in, right?
One of the most common. If an auditor scans EnterpriseRed's network and finds an RDP port open to the world, the audit is over. They fail. Passing this proves their perimeter is locked down.
Okay, pillar 2, secure configuration. This feels more internal, like how devices are set up.
It is. This is about hardening. When you get a new laptop or a server, it's designed for convenience, not security. It has guest accounts, default passwords, tons of unnecessary software.
Password 123 is the admin password.
You'd be surprised how often. Yes. Secure configuration means Enterpriser has a process to strip all of that away. Change default passwords, remove unneeded software, disable risky features like auto run.
It's like security-focused decluttering for your computer.
That's a great way to put it. It reduces the attack surface. If the software isn't there, it can't be exploited. And the auditor checks a sample of machines to make sure this is being done everywhere, consistently.
Got it. On to number 3, and this is one that I feel causes a lot of arguments inside companies. User access control.
Ah, yes. The principle of least privilege. And the eternal battle over who gets to be an admin.
Explain that. Why is being an admin such a huge security risk?
Well, an admin account can do anything. Install software, change settings, turn off security tools. Many users want it because it's convenient. I need to install this thing now. I don't want to wait for IT.
But if that user gets phished,
It's game over. The malware they accidentally run gets those same admin rights. It can embed itself deep in the system, spread across the network. But if a standard user clicks the same malicious link, the malware just hits a wall. It doesn't have permission to install.
so the audit verified that EnterpriseRed is restricting these powerful accounts.
Critically, yes. That day-to-day work is done on standard user accounts. They also check the whole life cycle. When an employee leaves, is their access cut off immediately? It proves that access control is managed tightly.
Makes sense. Pillar 4, malware protection. This seems like the most obvious one. Antivirus.
It is, but again, the devil is in the details. It's not just about having it installed.
It's about it being up to date.
Up to date daily, yes. And configured to automatically scan files. For the Plus audit, they actually test it. They'll try to download a save file that's designed to look malicious.
Let's see if it gets blocked.
Exactly. If the antivirus or the web browser just lets it through without a warning, that's a fail. It has to be an active, working defense.
Okay, that brings us to the 5th and final pillar. And I've heard this called the single most important security control of all. Security update management. Patching.
It is the absolute backbone of good security. It's also, frankly, where most companies fail the audit.
Why is it so hard? We all get those update your phone notifications. It seems simple.
In a large business, it's a huge operational challenge. The CE Plus standard is incredibly strict here. When a vendor like Microsoft or Google releases a patch for a critical vulnerability, you have 14 days to deploy it.
2 weeks? That's a really tight turnaround.
It's a sprint. The IT team has to test the patch, make sure it doesn't break anything, then roll it out to every single device and confirm it was installed within 14 days.
And the auditor is checking that timestamp.
Ruthlessly. They will scan the machines, and if they find just one missing critical patch that's 15 days old, the company fails. Passing this proves EnterpriseRed has an incredibly mature, well-oiled process for this.
So when you put it all together, the firewall, the configuration, access control, malware protection, and patching, it's not a checklist. It's a whole system.
It's defense in depth. If one layer fails, another one is there to catch it. It's what stops those 80% of automated attacks in their tracks.
Okay, so EnterpriseRed has done the work. They've passed this tough audit. Let's pivot now to the so what. If I'm a client, why does this certificate on their website matter to me?
The number one thing is verified trust. We're all worried about supply chain attacks these days. A company gets breached through one of its smaller, less secure vendors.
The attackers find the weakest link in the chain.
Precisely. So big organizations, especially, are now demanding proof that their partners aren't that weak link. Cyber Essentials Plus is that proof. It's a badge of assurance that says, we've been tested, we're safe to do business with.
And in some industries, it's not just a nice to have, it's a requirement, right? The source material mentioned government contracts.
Oh, it's often a mandatory requirement. If you want to bid for work with the UK's Ministry of Defence, the MOD, or the NHS, you often need the certification just to get your foot in the door.
Especially for anything involving sensitive data.
Absolutely. The MOD isn't going to hand over sensitive information to a vendor who might have unpatched servers. This certification opens up a whole new market of high-trust public sector work for EnterpriseRed.
It puts them in a different league than their competitors.
A much smaller, more trusted lead. It just simplifies the whole due diligence process for these big clients. The certificate is the proof.
What about the financial side of things? Cyber insurance is getting incredibly expensive.
And hard to get. This helps massively. Insurers are all about data. They know that a company with CE Plus is up to 80% less likely to have a major incident.
So that means lower premiums.
Lower premiums, for sure. But more and more, it's just a prerequisite to even get a policy. Insurers are saying, if you can't prove you're doing the basics, we're not going to cover you.
So it's a direct impact on the bottom line and risk management.
And it connects to legal compliance, too, especially GDPR. Ah, yes, everyone's favorite regulation. Well, GDPR says you need appropriate technical measures to protect data, but it doesn't really define what that means. It's vague.
Deliberately so.
Right. But if there were ever an incident, being able to show a regulator that you are Cyber Essentials Plus certified is a very powerful defense. It proves you weren't negligent, you followed a government-approved best practice standard.
It changes the whole conversation from you were careless to you did the right things.
Exactly. It demonstrates due diligence. But honestly, I think for most clients, it comes down to confidence. It's a signal of corporate maturity. It shows that Enterpriser isn't just focused on building features, it's focused on building a sustainable, secure business.
It's a sign of being a grown-up company.
That's a perfect way to say it, yes.
Okay, we've covered a lot. We've seen CE Plus is a tough, hands-on audit. We've gone through the 5 pillars that build that shield against, the vast majority of online threats.
And we've connected that to real business value, getting government contracts, managing insurance risks, and just building that verified trust with clients.
If you had to boil it all down to one key takeaway from EnterpriseRed's achievement, what would it be?
For me, it's the move from assertion to verification. Anyone can say they're secure. Very few are willing to open themselves up to an independent audit and say, prove it.
To test us.
Come and test us. Do your worst. That transparency, that confidence, it says a lot about the company's culture. They don't just do security for show. It's embedded in how they operate.
It really is walking the walk.
It is.
So that leads me to a final thought for our deep dive today. We're talking about EnterpriseRed being ahead of the curve with this.
Yeah.
But if we look at the bigger picture, where is this all heading?
I think we're at a tipping point. Right now, having Cyber Essentials Plus is a competitive advantage. It helps EnterpriseRed's stand out.
But you don't think it will stay that way?
No. I think in, say, 3 to 5 years, this won't be a differentiator anymore. It'll be the ticket to ride. It'll be the absolute baseline expectation for doing business.
So if you don't have it?
If you don't have it, you won't get insurance. You won't win government contracts. Large companies won't risk connecting you to their supply chain. You'll be locked out.
You'll be commercially invisible, in a way.
That's it. We are moving to a verified or nothing business world. EnterpriseRed is already there. They've future-proofed themselves. But for everyone else, the clock is ticking.
That's a powerful thought to end on. The standard is rising, and EnterpriseRed just cleared the bar.
With room to spare. It's a really impressive achievement.
And that wraps up our deep dive. It turns out that little plus means a whole lot. Thanks for sticking with us.
My pleasure.
We'll see you in the next one.
And stay secure out there.